What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Just back again with another video. This is your one-stop shop for anime and manga. Let's get into it. I want to start by saying thank you everyone for subscribing. If you're new here and you like my content, you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing, leaving a like, hit the bell so I'm posting a video, follow me on Twitter, links will be in the description. So what's up, y'all? Today we are going to be doing my manga haul for the month of October, spooky October. I cannot wait. This is going to be a collective manga haul because my girl, she actually decided to pick up some stuff when we just stopped by and book off. And I gotta say, I'm hyped for what she picked up because the series that she picked up is one that I've actually read. Surprisingly, I've read one of her series and it fits right in with the theme with October. Everything just went and everything just fell into place because this was meant to be. I can't wait to talk about it. So let's get started. So the first series I'm going to talk about that my girl picked up at book off, and that is Magical Girl Apocalypse. So she picked up volume 6, volume 7, what is this, volume 9, volume 10, volume 12, and finally volume 13. Now I'll tell you why this is significant. So if you don't know, Magical Girl Apocalypse is actually out of print. So we cannot find Magical Girl Apocalypse at all. And it's an honestly insane series. So at the moment we only have a few. I think she had like volume 1, 5, and 3, something like that. She only had a couple volumes. So now we actually found a pretty decent sized chunk of the series here at Book Off, and I'm super excited. So I've only read the first volume, and I'll tell you why right now this fits in with the theme of spooky October, because this series is completely insane. Don't let the covers fool you. So this is a Magical Girl series, right? We all know them. They're typical Magical Girl series, we've all known and love. So you got things like, Sailor Moon, you got things like Madoka Magica. For Magical Girl Apocalypse, basically everything is normal. Dude's at school, he's bored that nothing is going on, and then a magical girl comes down just from the sky, and not just one, but thousands of magical girls come down from the sky, and everyone's like, ooh, ah, oh, look, they're so cute. And once they come down, they waste no time. They go ahead and they start killing everyone, and it's gruesome. They really went with the 10th degree. I'm talking about it's a pretty horror slash graphic manga. I did not see that coming. When my girl told me to read Magical Girl Apocalypse when she first picked up the volume, this was like a couple years ago at this point, we didn't know it was out of print. So we picked up the first volume, I read it, and I was like, oh, this is insane. So basically the entire first volume follows the main cast of characters just legitimately running from these magical girls, and it's hilarious. It's dark, it's scary, and that fits right into the theme of spooky Halloween October, right? So because it's out of print, I think there's 24 volumes, I think something like that. It's 24 or 16. I forgot the number exactly, but it's something like that. And I know at the moment with what she picked up, now basically she has pretty much half of the entire series. The only problem is that, again, it's out of print, and we actually, because it's out of print, we're collecting it out of order. So I actually don't even have volume 2 yet, so I've still never read volume 2, but I'm super excited to see what goes on. At this point, I'm gonna have to read this series online to find out what is gonna happen, because just that first volume alone, the shock factor was insane. I highly recommend Magical Girl Apocalypse. It's a Magical Girl series that you're not gonna see coming, and I think it's worth it. I don't know about going down and hunting down all the out of print books. That's up to y'all, but definitely everyone got to give this one a read. So that's what my girl picked up. She picked up those 6 volumes, and keeping with on theme a little bit. This one's a little bit of a stretch. You have Omnis Reader's Viewpoint, volume 8. So I picked this one up, and if you don't know, it's always hard for me to explain Omnis Reader's Viewpoint. I'm saying it's a little scary. This is definitely not a horror manga by any means, but I'm saying it's scary because, right, the main character, he was reading his light novel, and he was the only one reading. Once he finished reading the light novel, the world actually turned into the light novel he was reading. The entire physical world turned into that, and he's now surviving these essentially death games and death scenarios. So it's a little bit on theme. That's scary, right? I mean, if you was just one day, literally, he was literally on the bus home from work. If you were just on the bus home from work, and the entire world just became some crazy fantasy world where like this insane furry imp is talking, saying that, okay, the only way to survive this, bus ride, you have to kill everyone in the car. That's pretty scary to me. That's, a slight spoiler of what happens in volume 1, but the series is way much more than that, and I absolutely am really enjoying this. One of my friends, he always tells me every time I talk to him that Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint is better than Solo Leveling. I still have not seen it yet. I don't think so. Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint is a very good series, but I do think it's a little more nuanced. I don't know if this one is really for everyone, because it can get confusing because there's a whole bunch of rules and gods and just a whole bunch of stuff in this series that if you're not actively like reading it consistently, you may get a little confused. That actually happens with me a couple of times. Because the volumes come out so sporadically at this point, I'm a little confused at times. But I do think it's good. But I highly recommend, if you want to check out Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, I think it's on the Webtoon app. You can read it there for free. Or if you do just want to check out the first volume, if you like the first volume, you're probably going to like the rest of the series. It does change a significant amount. I have not read volume 8, but I have read up to 7. And yeah, the story takes a crazy change, but I think it's still good. And now for the biggest stretch of like spooky seasons manga, it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's bizarre, right? Bizarre means Halloween sometimes. It can be scary. Listen, I'm trying. It's October was a hard month. I didn't really pick up much, but I picked up here JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Steel Ball Run Volume 3, and I'm actually enjoying this one. So if you've seen my previous videos, I was a little nervous with Volume 1. I actually did not like Volume 1 at all. I did not think it was good at all. Like, it was the worst volume of JoJo I think I've personally ever read. So that one was it was a big miss for me, right? So because I'm a huge JoJo fan, I decided I'm still going to pick up the rest of Steel Ball Run. So I picked up Volume 2. I actually really enjoyed Volume 2. It was a nice surprise. It actually transferred back to somewhat of like a status quo because now they're finally implementing the stands. And I don't know about anyone else. Don't get me wrong, I love Part 1 and Part 2 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Part 1 is actually in my like top 3. I think I like, for me it's part 4 and then like part 5 and maybe part 1, like in my order anyway. So I really do like part 1, so I don't really need stand powers, right? I'm sorry, but nothing happened in volume 1 at all. Basically, but if you could sum up volume 1 in like a paragraph or two, that's all that's really happened. Like, volume 1, to me, it didn't like lead to anything. It was really like a self-contained story almost. Like, the only reason volume 2 relates to volume 1 is because it's the second like leg of the race. I don't know. For me, I did not like volume 1. Volume 2, I was really, really excited for it. It like hooked me back into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I cannot wait to read volume 3. And I'll be honest, I'm at volume 3 right now, and I don't really know the plot, which could be a good thing. Keeps me hooked. I'm trying to find out what the hell is going on. As far as I know right now, they're just trying to win the race at this point, because there's like an insane horse race like across the country, and basically this versions of JoJo is trying to win the horse race. And I forgot what exactly. It's been a minute. I think when you win the horse race, you get like money and like a wish or something. You get something when you win the horse race, right? So that's the general plot right now, and it's nice. The artwork is of course amazing, but now that stands have come into play, I'm really excited to see where the series is gonna go, because now they're more unique stand abilities. They're not just typical. When we start with part 3, it was just fire, wind, whatever. Now it's really interesting stand powers. So here's my next pickup. Now it's funny because it's just going downhill to less and less Halloween themed, less and less October themed, which is hilarious to me. I started out in saying Magical Girl Apocalypse, and just it's been going downhill from there. This is very, very controversial. It's a Halloween theme for me. I'm lying, but that's not the point. It's fantasy themed, which kind of makes sense. It's a witch. Halloween, that's Halloweeny type of thing. So we have Witch Hat Atelier Volume 3, and I picked up Witch Hat Atelier Volume 4. So I mean, this technically is Halloween themed because they're witches. I'ma go with it, right? So with Witch Hat Atelier, I absolutely love this series. I think I'm on volume 12 or 11 digitally right now, and I read the story mainly for the art. It's one of the most amazing looking series I've ever read, and I did make the executive decision, like, you know what, I'm not gonna get the hardcover grimoire editions because I prefer softcover manga, and I just love the trim size of like Kodansha's series in general. So these and like the Viz signature editions, those are like my favorite trim size when it comes to manga, right? So I absolutely love Witch Hat Atelier because it's that larger trim size than Viz. So Witch Hat Atelier follows a little girl who basically gets taken in by a witch because she accidentally kills her mother by casting a spell. And basically now you're going to understand this girl's training. Like she gets adopted by actually, I forget his name actually, which is, if you know Shonen, the Kakashi / Gojo of the series, she gets adopted by him and he's going to teach her how to use magic. And it's a nice, beautiful fantasy series. It's definitely more slice of life than anything. There is action, and I do like the world building of it. Those are probably like my two biggest things I really do enjoy. But I know Witch Hat Atelier is probably not going to be for everyone at the moment, only because it's not Black Clover. You know what I'm saying? It's very much just a more chill fantasy series. Think something closer to Frieren. I do know Frieren has insane action, but I never got that far. But something more along like the beginning of Frieren type of thing, but definitely not as slow paced, if that makes sense. So I highly recommend anyone to just pick up Witch Hat Atelier. I think when the anime finally does come out, it's going to take the internet by storm. I'm a little bit worried because I think the studio that's making it, they're the ones that made Zom 100, and that release wasn't the best. Witch Hat Atelier has the potential to be a drop dead, just amazing series if it's done correctly for the anime. So we'll see how that's gonna go. And now the last series that I picked up for the month of October, Spooky October. I'm gonna tell you right now, this does count as a Halloween series / spooky series. You know why? The volume is orange, jack-o'-lantern, pumpkins. So I win. This was an entirely full October / spooky manga haul. So I did my job for the month of October. So here is volume 7 of the Initial D Omnibus. And Initial D is an amazing series. I'm a little bit behind at this point. I don't think I've read volumes 5 or 6. And now we're on 7. I might have read 5. I don't know exactly where I'm at. I have to check my app to see where exactly I am. But I love Initial D. It's a nice, amazing, just street racing car series. And it's something that anyone can really get into, right? Because you don't need to know about cars. I know absolutely nothing about cars. And even I'm hooked on this because the main character, he does not know anything about cars, nothing about driving. To him, driving is just a thing to get from point A to point B and to be a tofu delivery driver, which what he is for his father. That's all it is, to deliver the tofu from point A to point B. So in this series, us as the readers, you really get to learn about street racing. You really get to learn about cars through I think I forget his name. Takumi. His name is Takumi. You get to learn through Takumi's eyes because we're reading it alongside with him. We're learning with him, and that's what I do really like about street racing. And basically, as he grows to love cars and starts to grow to really enjoy street racing, us as the readers, we're actually growing to really like street racing too because we're following along his story. It's a nice, amazing series. I'm so happy that they brought Initial D back with these omnibus editions because it was out of print for a very, very long time. And rightfully so. This series is amazing. I can see why when it was out of print, a lot of people thought of it as like one of their holy grails. It really is that good. I think anyone can really enjoy Initial D. It's pretty much like a standard, I want to say it's more like of a sports series, think of it like that. But it really like encompasses everyone. Like you don't have to be an insane car freak to enjoy this series. So that was everything that I picked up for the month of October, and I think I did a pretty good job at keeping it kind of on theme for this month for, October, Halloween, spooky. Some of it's a little bit of a stretch. I don't think so. I'm making my own rules at this point. So that's everything I picked up. Definitely let me know down in the comments what are some of the things that you picked up for the month of October. Did you pick up any scary series? Did you pick up any horror series or just anything in general? I'd love to know what you guys are reading and just collecting because I love this hobby so much. It's so much fun. So if you enjoyed this video, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here and you like my content, you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing, leaving a like, and the bell so no post a video. Follow me on Twitter. Links will be in the description. This is your boy Just. I'm off this.